Afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Matt Saperstone. I'm representing my roasting company, Nilaa Coffee. We're based out of Philadelphia. We launched in 2019. We primarily source and roast single origin specialty coffees from Asia in general. I've been roasting at Regalia Roasting Collective here in New York City since I started. I got the wonderful opportunity to spend a year living in Myanmar a few years back, and that's where I started kind of creating some great relationships with producers and exporters there, and then that led to some great relationships with some folks in Thailand and a little bit in Vietnam as well, and then hopefully some more additional ones in the future. This coffee itself is from Myanmar. This is Ruby Hills. It's a farm up in Magok in the northern part of Myanmar. This is about a 100-acre farm. It's a family-run farm, and it's right in the middle of where I think 80% of the world's ruby deposits lie, hence the name. Luckily, we're dealing with coffee here, and not, oh, I forgot, there's only two, and not rubies. That said, Tiha Jawale is a friend of ours, and he is kind of running his family's coffee farm, doing a really, really good job of it. The farm itself is EU organic certified for their coffee. They also farm tea as well as some fruits. And this coffee is 100% made from Catamore H528. It's one of these many back-crossed Catamore varietals. This one they used Katui for, so it helps kind of add a little more sweetness and brightness to it. So the coffee is, after it's pulped, it's dry fermented for about 2 to 3 days. It's then fully washed and then dried on raised beds for about 24 days. I really like this as a cold brew because it pops with some really cool fruit tones. There's some stone fruit in there and just notes that you don't typically get in a cold brew. I really liked our cold brews to be balanced and sweet and have like a really identifiable but still very kind of balanced fruit tone to them, just some like layers of complexity. So I hope you enjoy that one. Cool. So for our signature cold brew drink, last year we started experimenting with some other cold brew drinks in addition to our standard cold brews. We were adding seasonal and local whenever we could get it, juices, fresh pressed juices, homemade syrups, concentrates, and things like that. And it was a hit. Our customers really enjoyed it. And we did things like peach cold brew, blueberry cold brew. So took a little bit of a twist on that today, and we're going to do a tart cherry hibiscus cold brew for you. So the tart cherry is a concentrated tart cherry, and we searched a lot of places, and since we're from Philadelphia, we've got access to great produce in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and honestly, this is from an orchard in Michigan, and it was some of the best tart cherry that I've had. This is a concentrate, and it just has a beautiful kind of like lush texture to it. It's sweet, it's bright, and it really complements the natural fruit tones in the coffee itself. And then we made a homemade hibiscus syrup to pair with that. And the hibiscus has a little bit of like an earthy, herbaceous note, but it's sweet and kind of gives it a little more balance. So I'm just gonna stir this to incorporate it. We're gonna pour it over ice and top it with a little sparkling water from Topo Chico. I think the sparkling water is great because it really brings all the flavors together. And when you drink a beverage like this with sparkling water, it just makes you want to drink it again. Like you take a sip with still water and it's really fine, but when you're adding something with sparkling water, it's just, I think, really fantastic. And I keep making 3 cups when I really only need 2. But yeah, right? Perfect.
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. All right. Cool. All right. Hand these over to you.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, sorry. All right. There we go. Anyway, I really like being able to focus on these unique origins, and they're kind of underrepresented parts of the world where some really great coffee comes from. And really glad that this coffee itself turned out the way it did so that we could highlight it for you today. And I hope you enjoyed everything. Thank you for the opportunity to present here.